Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all had a fine day. It was a beautiful day here, nice and warm. A wee bit of wind, not much. We had a little bit of rain, a sprinkle, kind of got everything damp, and then it kind of dried back up. I thought, I spent all day yesterday doing yard work, and I didn't get to get out and have any fun, so I'm going to do it today. So what did I do? I grabbed the old 1759 pattern, British light dragoon. Took it out and did some shooting with it today. And that'll be the video that I just uploaded here a little bit ago. So we took her out and did some shooting. We cleaned her all up and polished her. Got her back in shape. Well, she's ready to stick back on the shelf for a while. While I was shooting it, I was a bit disappointed in it. But then I watched the video back, and when I did that, it went off pretty good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't really what I call a fail. And it probably, I'd have to try another model, but it might be right up with the rest of them, huh? But anyway, my darn phone ran out of memory, and it shut off on me. So, and I had another shot to go. So, I took that shot. And, well, you can see here on the target. This is almost all the shots that I was putting in right in through here. I was aiming like right in here. So I finally got one right there. But it's not on camera because the camera shut off, and I thought, well, I'm going to shoot her one more time. And that's where I got it. And I was like, hey, wow, some turkey. But I didn't get it on film, so. Well, needless to say, eh? That's right. I've been asked, what wars was this pistol in? People say, hey, what wars was it in? Simple question. Sometimes people wonder those kind of things. And I can tell you that it was used in the 7 Years' War, the American Revolution, and the Napoleonic Wars. So she's seen active duty in all of those, and probably much more. So. We shot her, and like I said, I was a wee bit feeling kind of disappointed in her to a certain extent, but really once you watch the video back, then I was okay. I was like, yeah, I guess it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, huh? See I'd say there's a little heat stress, maybe a little heat stress on the wood around the barrel there. But the thing of it is, these guys, they're a bit finicky, so you got to watch what's going on with them. I like that particular model. It's been a struggle because we got what they call a lemon. Not as bad a lemon as it could be, but still a bit of a lemon, that's for sure. What else was I going to talk about? Yeah, I don't know. The performance was, better once you watch the video back, because it didn't go off every time, but it did go off. And I did sharpen the flint a wee bit, and it seemed to go ahead and start going off again. Had a couple times the frizzle didn't open all the way, but maybe a little more touch up on it, maybe a little strengthening of the spring, just a little tweaking right in there that needs to be done. I got an itchy nose. Somebody must be talking about me, right? Yeah, saying, oh, that Ed, he's a character. But yeah, we had a good time doing that. It was fun. I got to pick me another model to take out and shoot. Find something else to shoot, Mr. Ed, besides the old British light dragoon. How about the heavy dragoon, the bigger barrel? Yeah, could do that one. But it was fun. I don't really have a whole lot of complaints. I mean, I felt pretty complainy at first when I come in with it. But after I watched the video back, his performance wasn't too bad as far as, going off and everything. And it was fun. When I watched it back, it was a quick 20 minutes. It went by just like that. It flew right on by me. And I'm like, wow, that's a pretty quick. And it was fun. I had my safety glasses on, my earplugs in. You hear people, they get a little excited about loading from the powder horn. And I'm going to tell you that's not a good idea, really. I used to take and measure each one of my charges in one of the plastic tubes, and then, you know, it's much safer that way, and I would recommend it for safety-wise to do it that way. The powder horn I'm using does have a safety valve on it. So you push the button and powder comes out. You let off the button, or you can turn it upside down, shake it, powder comes out. You let off the button, turn it back up, and then when you go to dump it in, it's supposed to be sealed off. Nothing's supposed to be able to get past that tube if it would happen to catch a spark and come up there. It's a safety valve. I'd recommend that on every powder horn, actually, for whatever reason. If you're going to use a powder horn and be the mountain man, right? I want to be the mountain man. I got the powder horn. Put a safety valve on it. It's always a good tip. So, that's tip of the day, right? Maybe tip of the week. I don't know. But we had a good old time. So, and I tried this thing, I don't know how many times I played around with it. I had it, you know, if I do this, if I show you some spark here, there's no guarantees of nothing, because I've had it go spark every time. It's like, man, this thing's working perfect. And then try it and there's no spark and it won't go off. And it's like, wow, this thing is something else. El fickle, I say. It's a fickle piece, huh? But it was fun. So if you got any questions or anything, you can shoot me a message and I'll get back with you on it. I'm no genius. I don't know everything. But what I don't know, I might try and look up, eh? And see if I can get it right. Boy, I could get it wrong, and you have to correct me. Oh, that Ed, he's a trip, isn't he? So, yes, he is. I keep looking at something else I wanted to do, and I got down here. I got this, and I didn't remember what it was. Probably something silly, you know, because I like to do silly stuff sometimes. It's like, oh, you're all messed up. You really don't got a whole lot to talk about, so let's act silly. Right? But we had a good time. I had a good time out there playing with it, and so I thought, well, I'm out there, I'd like to bring you guys out there, because I know some of you folks really enjoy just going out and watching somebody do some shooting and stuff. Some folks aren't able to get out. They would love to go out and do that themselves, but they're just not able to do it, you know, because of health reasons or whatever. So they can watch somebody else do it, maybe give them some enjoyment. Because I know that when I'm in a place where I don't want to be, and I get access to watch them videos, I can watch them, and then it makes me just feel really good. It makes me feel like I'm at home. So, and I recommended that a couple times in some other videos, that something you can do is film something of you around your house where you're having a really good time, whether it be outside or whatever, and you're really enjoying yourself. And then you get someplace and you can just watch it back, and it just make you feel good. So. And that's what some of them old TV shows and stuff do too, that you watch over and over and over repeatedly. Like, I don't know, Gilligan's Island and Get Smart, and some of them old silly shows with the comedy and everything. It just makes you feel good. It takes you back to a time like when you went to your grandma's or whatever and visited, and you go in and turn on the TV and they got the Three Stooges on, right? Got old Curly on there, and Shemp and Larry and Mo and all that. You can just sit down and watch that. It's just comedy's. It's just my favorite. I've always been a fan of comedy. So, and some of the stuff I come up with sometimes, I don't know. But yes,
He wants to be funny, he does.
yes, he does sometimes. But there's times to be serious too. So, and ear protection, eye protection, being safe with these, very, very serious. Now, you do realize blowing down the barrel isn't recommended either, but she's only got one shot. So at that point, you know, after boom, it's empty. You can do that. That's supposed to help put out any ambers that might be down there. Well, where can you get an amber from? Well, this wooden ramrod, a little piece of chip of wood could come off of there. It could burn, because a little piece of wood might burn. It'll burn it, not like powder. It could be laying down in there and create an amber. You know, once you use the wooden ramrod, it's a possibility. I try to think of other ways. Could be some wadding, different wadding. If your bread wasn't like mine today, mine was coming out of the refrigerator and it was real moist. It's not very moist. It's not moisture. And I seen some of the bread stick in the barrel. Some of that potentially, if it was dry enough, could stay in there and leave a little hot spot. So you want to be extra careful of that. Now, because we want to go out. We want to have a good time. We want to enjoy ourselves. We want to shoot our flintlocks. We want to have fun, and we want to be safe. We don't want nobody to get hurt, right? And that's a fact. So, but I had one other tip too. I was trying to think of it, and I'm drawing a blank, and then all of a sudden it came to me. With one of these, let's say we got it all loaded up and ready to go, and it just keeps dry firing. We can't get it to go off. So, what do we do? Well, the first thing you could do is take your flint out. Just loosen it up, pull your flint, right? And I don't know how it would get a spark into it with no flint by accident, or something silly happens, you know, to create a spark, because you don't know flint and steel, you just got steel. So that would be a good way to render it probably pretty well unshootable, and you want to make sure that you get it unloaded and everything. So that's the next trick. Get her unloaded. And she's showing a little bit of tarnishing and stuff. I did a little severe cleaning on this, trying to get it very, boy, it really clicks loud, don't it? Get it cleaned up. It does have a little tarnish, but you'll have that, I guess. As they get shot a lot, the more you use them, the more they're going to look used, right? So while we cock that back, why not do a sparking before we sign off and see if it does really spark, or is this a big joke? There we go. Now that is what they're supposed to do. If it'll do that every time, there's probably a good chance that it's going to go boom, right? A good boom chance. But yes. And so, if you take it out and the frizzen don't open all the way, and you have all kinds of issues and you can't get it to shoot, but you come in and you redo it, clean it and everything, put it back together, put your flint in and test it before you decide to go and do some work on it. Maybe, you know, adjust a spring or do something, and it does that. I mean, there's nothing to fix at that point, right? It's worse than a computer that has a failing part. It works half the time, you know. You get your work all into the computer, and you're ready to do the save, and you go to save it, and there's a glitch and you lose it all. It's kind of like that. And you're like, oh man, and you can start over and it works perfectly fine. And maybe every time you try to save it, maybe one out every 3 times, it'll not save it. So it's got a problem in the programming, problem somewhere. And what do you want to call it? The intermittent hardware failure is really a killer. Like you can unplug it and then it works fine for a while, and then it goes back into, you know, messing up. Pickle, I guess. Some computers are. But it's kind of like that. So, but you got to enjoy the sport. I mean, the most exciting thing to me today, for some reason, was really strange. After I took that last shot, I hit that turkey right here in the wing, in the shoulder. Wish that was on camera, but I didn't get on there because the thing shut off. Memory was full. But the most exciting thing for me was, I'm going to go down and clean this thing. So, and that's what you want to have. You want to have an excitement about cleaning them. Yeah, ooh, polish. You got to watch some of these. Oh, this is probably not good, but I know you heard the story of Aladdin's lamp, and that's. I don't think there's no genie going to come out of that, but you know. Oh well, what can we say? The old homemade frizzen. Yes, a little square one. Don't fit that very good. I need to make one for it, a real nice spoon-shaped one. So that would be good. I'm looking over here for something again. The sands of time. Oh, it's belle. Yeah. Oh my goodness. But yep, it was cool. Good weather and everything. Maybe tomorrow I got to do some more yard work. I got some more stuff to do in the yard, so I kind of probably ought to get out and get that done. And then if I can muster up the energy to do something on this channel here of old Ed's goofing around with the flintlocks and stuff, we'll do it. Hey, and don't forget, it's now become a club. It's the Flintlock Club. Yeah, that's right. It's all city Flintlock, huh? It is. So, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself today, and hopefully you will be able to get out and enjoy yourself and do something fun and exciting. And the thing about this, though, the cool thing about this is a pretty good size investment for this pistol. You're looking at under 450 bucks. It's the cheapest you can find one that I know of, other than kits you can buy, which you got to redo yourself. And some of them are rifles, but a smooth bore like that, that's kind of what you're looking at that and higher. So, but that's your big expense. But when it comes down to powder, you know, we got shoots in, you're gonna pay about 25 bucks for a pound of that. I don't know how many shots you get out of that, but it's a lot. You'll get a lot of shots out of it. I don't know how many. I guess you can measure it out in how many grains you're using and putting together as to how many shots you're going to get. And then, of course, clay balls, you know, 5 bucks, you get a pound, 2.5 pounds of clay, all dry clay or something like that from Walmart. So that don't really cost you nothing. But if you go to lead, it's going to cost you, let's say I'd say you get about 50 rounds or so, probably for 20 bucks, something like that. And then wadding, you can use whatever you want for wadding. If you're using a rifled one, you'll need patches and some lube and that kind of stuff. You can actually lube these too, put some lube in them and lube them up, but don't seem to be too necessary with clay balls, and shooting no clay bars. So I don't know where the time goes when you go to shoot I go to do a video and be like 2 or 3 minutes. Next thing I look and, you know, it's up to 16 or whatever. And it takes a lot longer to get that up there because it's a longer video. But I had a good time today. Can't think of anything else I want to talk about right offhand. But let's take one last final look at the old British Light Dragoon. Historic she is. You know, it's got to be a she. Very finicky. Yep. Don't know what she wants. Do you want to go off or not? I don't know if I want to go off or not. So, would say more than likely that's the case. But I don't know. But yeah, that's the old target once again. I know you've seen it just a minute ago.
Oh, you're going to show me the same thing again for me, Mr. Ed?
But I got that turkey right there, right in the wing. Would I ruined a drumstick? I don't know. Maybe. That's the best part, I think. Is the drumsticks and the feathers, man. Take them turkey feathers and make you something out of them. Because they're pretty cool. Well, look at turkey feathers, do ya? I do. I look at the turkey feathers. Maybe we'll I got some other stuff to hunt too. I think I got some of them with a deer on it. This is a lot smaller. That'd be harder to hit. But anyway, fun with the old clay balls. One thing you can say, I aimed about the same spot every time. And you can see it hit high. I mean, it's got a pattern that goes, woo! What is that, a 1.5 foot pattern or something at the same level. When you aim down here, I aimed down here one time, clear at the corner, clear down at the bottom, and it hit the steel target underneath of the cardboard. So them clay balls are radical shooters. So it's going to be hard for you to cheat on that one. You could be a really good shot and still not be able to take the tournament, right? Because the old clay ball goes ding, ding, ding. You just never know. So, oh, that's what keeps it interesting, eh? That sure does. All right. Never know where the old clay ball is going to go, do ya? No, I don't. All right. So.
Hey, why don't you do me a favor next time? Fix your hair. You look a lot like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Oh, I do I? I feel like Mr. Hyde sometimes, let me tell you. So, well, I don't feel too Jekyll-y very often, but I do feel him like a Mr. Hyde. So, all right, well, hey, everybody have a great day, and everybody enjoy themselves. Stay out of trouble, what they say.
Don't take no wooden nickels, mate.
Right? Don't take no wooden nickels. And we'll see you in the next video. And leave a comment below and tell me what you'd like to see me shoot next, and I will whip it out for you and take it out and do some shooting together, huh?